Hello my dear students, this is Sushma of Botany Department from Sir CRR College for Women. We are learning about the topic ICBN and Herbarium from the basics of vascular plants and phytogeography of Unit 3.
First, collection of plant specimens. The plant specimens should be collected from the different localities and habitats in every stage of their growth and reproduction. So, the plant specimen should bear flowers and fruits. The plants collected should be either pressed in the spot or may be collected in the vasculum and pressed later in the rust camp or laboratory. So, when the plant specimens are to be collected, they must bear flowers and fruits because those are the reproductive parts and are useful. So if the plants are unable to press in the field itself, they are to be carried and then they are to be pressed in the rust camp or laboratory. So next we are going to press the specimen. To preserve their form and color, plants collected in the field and spread flat on sheets of newsprint and dried. The specimens are carefully displayed on the pressing sheet, avoiding folding or overlapping of the plant parts. So, during the pressing of the plant specimens, carefulness should be taken during the press of the plant specimens. Why we should take care of those plant specimens? Because they are to be folded and to be pressed properly. If not folded properly, they are having overlaps regarding the plant specimens. After a long duration, those overlaps are to be teared very easily. So, proper care should be taken regarding the plant specimens when they are pressing in the newspapers. Okay. The largest specimens may be bent into V, N or W shape. The pressing sheets along with the specimens are placed one above the other horizontally and then tightly bound in a plant press. So, why we have to bend? Some plant specimens are very large. It can't be pressed in the herbarium sheet properly. So then we have to bend those stems or some shrubs into V shape, like some Poaceae family, and those are having the spike leaflets. So the inflorescence having the spikelets. So they are bent into V shape or N shape or W shape and so on. Okay. Next one. We are going to know about the drying and poisoning. For drying, the press containing the specimens is placed in the sun. So after the pressing in the newspapers, they are to be placed in the sun for the process called drying. The press is opened after 24 hours and the specimens are rearranged, placed between the fresh blotters and then tightly bound in the press. So when we are placed in the sun, don't leave over there. Only they are collected after 24 hours and placed between the fresh blotters. The specimens are changed to dry blotters daily or after 2 to 3 days depending on the weather condition. If the weather having very cool climate, it should be changed for a half day. The process of drying may be hastened with the aid of artificial heat by suspending the press over moderate heat. So this is also a very useful process during the drying and poisoning. Mounting and stitching. So the plant specimens which are preserved, that is collected, dried and then poisoned, these are to be mounted and stitching. After drying, the plant specimens are mounted on a herbarium sheet of standard size, that is 29 into 42 centimeters. So this is the standard size of a herbarium sheet. The dried specimens are glued on the herbarium sheets and the stem or branches and then petioles or leaves which are having, they are to be stitched. Okay, using some glue. Next, which includes labeling. After mounting the specimen, a label is glued on the lower right corner of the sheet. So, the label contains what are the contents. The flora of some vegetation where it is located. Botanical name of the plant, local name of the plant, and the family, locality, habitat, collector's name, date of collection, local use, and so on. So these are the contents very useful for that. Filling and storing. The mounted and properly identified specimens are stored systematically in special wooden or steel cabinets with pigeon holes. The herbarium specimens require proper care for long-term storage. They must be protected against damages by fungi and insects by periodical fumigation with chemicals like DDT, mothballs and naphthalene flakes, etc. So, these are mounted and stitched to the herbarium sheets of a proper size. Okay, and then they are to be stored properly because proper storage is needed to protect them against the damages which are damaged by fungi, insects, and so on. So, in order to protect them, we are fumigated with some periodicals like DDT or mothballs or naphthalene flakes, etc. And then botanical gardens. So, botanical gardens are the primary institutions which maintain plants of different varieties. So, botanical gardens include greenhouses, herbarium, research wings, specimens of several plant types, etc. They are valuable not only to botanists, horticulturists, but also to tourists or visitors. So, botanical gardens are the institutions where there are having different plant varieties. So, these plant varieties also protected, which include greenhouses. It is very useful. The greenhouses are very important to protect the plants, which are protected from the different weather conditions. So these botanical gardens are also valuable for various horticulturalists or botanists. And next one, major botanical gardens of India. So major botanical gardens include first one, National Botanical Garden, Lucknow. So Lucknow having the National Botanical Garden, also new name is called a National Botanical Research Institute. So it is established in 1946. Popular attraction of this garden is its rosarium. So we have to know that rosarium is a good attraction in that National Botanical Garden, also established in the 1946. So next we are going to know about the Botanical Garden of Forest Research Institute, Dehradun. So we are calling it FRI, Forest Research Institute. FRI is located in Dehradun. We already know that. So it is established in 1934 by C.A. Parkinson. So he established in 1934. This garden includes a greenhouse and cactus house. We already know that greenhouses are there in botanical gardens in order to protect from the weather conditions. So also there is a cactus house and a plant nursery. It contains a biggest herbarium which includes plant specimens collected from all over the world. Major botanical gardens of India. Lloyd Botanical Garden, Darjeeling. This garden has a vast collection of plants from Myanmar, China and Japan. This garden is famous for the distribution of seeds, bulbs and plants of temperate Himalayas to the different countries of the world. A big herbarium or rosary are its major attractions. So, the Lloyd Botanical Garden, which is located in Darjeeling, having various plant collection that are collected from Myanmar, China and Japan, as well as those having the distribution of seeds, bulbs and plants that are present in temperate Himalayas and also various parts of the world. Also, the Lloyd Botanical Garden having a rosary. It is also a big herbarium having a rosary, which is a main attraction. And then Lal Bagh Botanical Gardens, which is present in Bangalore. So, Lal Bagh, the name itself indicating it is having a account of roses and then red colored flowers. So the garden is now a big center of horticultural activities with well equipped labs for seed testing and soil testing and etc. Okay, so it is also very big center for various activities regarding horticulture. Next, the role of botanical gardens. The largest botanical garden in India is Royal Botanical Garden, Kolkata. So the largest botanical garden of the world is also Royal Botanical Garden, Kew, England. So both are Royal Botanical Gardens, but it is located in Calcutta of India. And largest botanical garden of the world include Kew, England. The botanical gardens provide or furnish many useful things like supplying seeds, providing information of local flora, providing training to research institute, providing instructions for home gardening, etc. Providing relaxation to humans of all ages. So we all know that we are going early morning for walking only for the relaxation of our mind and body. So it is the major part in all of our lives. So it provides relaxation to all ages of humans. And then it also provides the information of local flora. So we already know that botanical gardens and herbarium provide a local flora or vegetation. Also provide training to research students. So we are having some research work, and these botanical gardens are very useful in that time. Okay. Also provide instructions for home gardening. So we are all familiar with the home gardening, and also we want to know some content regarding the home gardening. Botanical nomenclature. So botanical nomenclature is a branch of botany that deals with the determination and application of a correct name to a plant or taxon. So we already know that classification is important, and also before that we have to name a plant, that is called a nomenclature. So in this botany we are knowing that botanical nomenclature is a branch which deals with the correct name or scientific name or botanical name which is having for each and every plant. So okay, before Linnaeus, the names of plants were descriptive, composed of several words. So Linnaeus gave us the binomial nomenclature system which is having two words. That before Linnaeus there is having polynomial system. So the plant having a various names. It include various names and it is named as a polynomials. Carolus Linnaeus established binomial system of nomenclature in his Species Plantarum in 1753. So we already know two books, Theoria Elementae Dele Botanic and also Elements. Now we are familiar with the another book of Linnaeus, that is a Species Plantarum. In binomial system of naming, the name of a plant consists of two Latin or Latinized words, the genus and the species. So binomial system having two words and those to be Latin or Latinized words. The first word indicates the genus and the second word indicates the species. For example, the botanical name of mango plant is Mangifera indica. So Mangifera is a genus, indica is a species. International Code of Botanical Nomenclature. It also called as ICBN. So it is very important topic regarding. The foundations of International Code of Botanical Nomenclature are found in Linnaeus' Philosophica Botanicae. So already we have known three books and this is the fourth book, Philosophica Botanicae in 1751, wherein he proposed certain principles of nomenclature. So Linnaeus wrote another book called Philosophica Botanica. It is very important. Principles of ICBN. So International Code of Botanical Nomenclature having some principles and rules and recommendations. So what are the principles including? Botanical nomenclature is independent of zoological nomenclature. The application of names of taxonomic groups is determined by means of nomenclatural types. So botanical nomenclature is different from the geological nomenclature. Both are different in nature. Okay. So botany different and geological nomenclature is also different. So it is said to be independent of both of them. Okay. The application of names. It is determined by means of a nomenclatural types. And then nomenclature of a taxonomic group is based on the priority of publication. So say we have a book and published a name properly, and So priority of publication is very important. So the taxonomic group is based on the priority of the publication. Each taxonomic group with a particular circumscription, position and rank can bear only one correct name, the earliest, that is in accordance of the rules. Say a plant has a name but it is having earliest name. So there are two names for a same plant. So in accordance to rules, which name is apt to the plant, that is to be particular and proper, as to be correct name. Next we have to say scientific names of taxonomic groups are treated as Latin regardless of derivation. The scientific names of taxonomic groups. So these scientific names are only treated as Latin. Also we learned about binomial nomenclature. They have to be Latin or Latinized. We already know that. The rules of nomenclature are retroactive unless expressly limited. Okay. Next one. The rules and recommendations of ICBN. First one include taxa and their ranks. The term taxon was introduced in Stockholm Code 1952. Taxon refers to a taxonomic group of any rank. Species is the basic taxon. So species is the basic taxon, basic unit. The other tags of higher rank are genus, family, order, class, division and then kingdom. So each and every rank is called a taxon. So here the basic taxon is a species. A taxon may be further subdivided by adding the prefix sub to the term. For example, there is a two genus, but we have to spell genus and then it is divided into subgenus. So we have to add a prefix term sub and then order also. There is a suborder regarding class, that is a subclass. We have to add a prefix for that is called sub to the term. Rules and recommendations. The ending of the name indicates its rank. So we have to know about the prefix sub and now we are knowing about the suffixes. So what is a suffix? The word having a initial term is called prefix and ending name is called a suffix. So ending of the name indicates its rank. For example, kingdom. Kingdom having the suffix called biota. Similarly, division having the suffix called phyta. The subdivision having the suffix called phytina. Similarly, class with the suffix obsida, subclass with the suffix obsidae or idae, and order with the suffix ales. For example, we all know the several orders Poales, which include Poaceae family, and having a suborder Inae and AC family. We know very familiar families, that is Asteraceae, which is the largest family in the taxonomy. Special exception is made for the following families. So up to now we learn about the suffixes. So if the suffix is AC, it is called a family. But some special exceptions are there for the following families because they are already known with the Bentham-Hooker classification, and also earlier scientists, earlier botanists and horticulturists and also the research persons are familiar with that. So their books are wrote with these exceptions. Okay. Cruciferae, for example, it is also called Brassicaceae. This is new term, Brassicaceae. But Cruciferae is also considered. And then Guttiferae, Clusiaceae. Leguminaceae is also called a Fabaceae. So both are considered as a correct pronunciation and also correct words. Umbelliferae, it is also converted as Apiaceae in nowadays. Compositae, it is converted to Asteraceae. Labiatae, it is converted to Lamiaceae. And Palmae, it is converted to Ericaceae. But Palmae is also considered as a correct name. Okay. Because of long usage, these terms are also treated as validly published. Next one. Name of the genus. The name of a genus is a noun and singular which is spelled or written with a capital letter. So, what is a genus and species? We already know with only simple terms. In depth, we are learning about the genus. Okay. So, genus is a noun and singular and spelled or written with a capital letter. So, how it is named? Genus, how it is named? Commemoration of a person. For example, Theophrastus. So, who is said to be father of botany. Theophrastus name itself having some plants. That is genus name. So, genus name as a Theophrasta. So, that is here we are learning about the several genera which are kept by Latinization of the names of famous scientists. Example, Theophrasta. Based on the place. Some generic names are based on the place of their origin. So, as a scientist names, some of the place names are also located as a generic name. For example, Araucaria. So, Araucaria is named after Araco. It is a place. And then mythological origin. Some generic names having poetic or mythological origin. That is example Theobroma. So Theobroma cacao is a chocolate plant. So Theobroma is having generic name which is called a god's food. And then local names. Some names are taken from a language other than the Latin, but they are alternation of the ending. So they are Latinized. Example Gingo. So it is a Chinese. So though they are not Latin, they are to be Latinized. Next, combination of words. Some names have resulted by the combination of two or more Greek or Latin words, usually expressive of some diagnostic feature of the plant. For example, hygrophila, marsh loving. So up to now we know about the commemoration of a person based on a place, mythological origin or local name. But sometimes there is a combination of words. So marsh loving plants are called hygrophila. Next, we are learning about the species. Up to now we are learned about the genus. The specific epithet is after an adjective illustrating a distinguishing character of the plant. It normally begins with a small letter. So genus starts with a capital letter, species starts with a small letter. The species name may be based on a particular character of the plant or a place which is where it is found. Example, indica. So indica represents it is present in India or it is first time located in India. And then alba, which means white. Sativa, which means cultivated. Grandiflora, which means large flowered. Hitta, which means hairy. Angustifolia, which is having a narrow leaved. So these are some of the species names. The specific epithet, it is an adjective and also named after some characters. The specific epithet may be based after the name of any famous botanist. So commemoration of a person, we learnt about the genus. Similarly, species name is also based on some scientists. Example, Tanbarji. It is named after Tanbarj. Next, authority. The rules and recommendations include authority, also called author citation in our syllabus. The name of species is incomplete if it is not followed by full or abbreviated name of the author. For example, Pyrus malus, L. So, L indicates the Linnaeus. It is abbreviated form of Linnaeus. So, Pyrus malus is recognized by the Linnaeus and so it is full form Pyrus malus L. The name is only completed only with the scientist name itself. Okay. If two authors have jointly published the name of a taxon, the names of both the authors should be cited and linked by the words. So, for example, ET or and is used to locate both the scientists. Example we are taking is Antigonal leptopus. it was recognized by two scientists, Hook and Orne. So both are placed at the end of the scientific name. Okay. Until it was placed at the end of the scientific name, it is incomplete. They are saying that one. Okay. When the name is proposed by one author and not validly published, and a second author has it published validly at a later time, then the name of the former author followed by the word X is inserted before the name of the second author. Example, Cassia Montana, Harry X Roth. So, what is this place? Say for example, one plant is recognized a scientist, and further same plant was recognized by other scientists. So both persons were placed at the end of the scientific name, both names, and also they are linked with a two letters called EX. Okay. Next, principle of priority. Each taxon can bear only one correct name. Say for example, Cleome gynandra Linn. So Linnaeus recognized this genera Cleome gynandra, which is first described and named by Linnaeus in 1753. Then he changed its name as Cleome pentaphylla Linn. In 1824, De Candolle recognized three separate genera Cleome, Palanesia and Gynandropsis and named the Linnaean genus as Gynandropsis pentaphylla. So later, D.C. Iltis in 1960 merged Gynandropsis and Cleome in one genus, that is Cleome. So according to the principle of priority, the oldest name which is named by Linnaeus, Cleome gynandra Linn, is the correct valid name. So this is called principle of priority. Okay. Typification or type method. So what is a type method? It is a legal device to provide the correct name for the taxon. So first one, holotype. So the author is collecting a specimen for the herbarium and it is said to be holotype, which is collected by the author. It is very important. It is called holotype. And what is isotype? It is a duplicate of holotype. So what is a duplicate? When several branches of tree are collected at the same time, one is designated as the holotype and the other becomes the isotype. And then next one, lectotype. So it is a specimen or other element selected from the original material to serve as a nomenclatural type when no holotype was designated at that time of publication or as long as it is missing. Okay, when the time of publication is the holotype missing, then the original material is served as a lectotype. Okay, and next one, syntype. It is any one of the two specimens cited by the author when no holotype was designated or more than one specimens are designated as type. So syntype is also designated, but when no holotype was designated, then syntype is also accepted as type. Okay. Neotype. It is a specimen or illustration selected to serve as nomenclatural type when all the original material is lost. So we are having several types, that is holotype, isotype, lectotype and syntype. If all the original material is lost, then neotype is considered as the nomenclatural type specimen. Okay. Next one, effective and valid publication. So according to the code, publication of new names and descriptions are effective only when the printed matter is distributed to the general public or to at least 10 botanical institutions with libraries accessible to botanists generally. The date of effective publication is the date on which the printed matter became available. So, when the name is said to be accurate, it is very important. The name or scientific name or botanical name is said to be accurate. It is to be published and also present in at least 10 botanical institutes, that is published and also having with libraries accessible to all the botanists generally. Then it is said to be effective and valid publication. And then we have to learn about the synonyms. Synonyms are different names for the same plant. It is rejected due to wrong application or difference in taxonomic judgment. So we are having several names. We are learning about the homonym. When two or more identical names are given based on different type specimens, they are known as homonyms. For example, Centranthera indica Gamble 1924, when shifted to Limnophila, cannot be named as Limnophila indica because there is already a species which with the same name, that is Limnophila indica, which is named by Drews in 1914. So Centranthera indica is to be not shifted to Limnophila indica, that is to be homonym. Next, tautonym. When the same species name is repeated as a generic name, it is called a tautonym. Example, Malus malus. So both names are same, not similar. It is same, exact word, exact repetition of the generic name. But Kajanus, Kajan are not tautonyms because the specific epithet is not exactly the same. So Kajanus, Kajan. US is adding for the genus. So it is not a tautonym. So we are learned about the taxonomy, first unit of our syllabus, regarding the identification, nomenclature and classification. Okay, so we have to identify the plant and also giving naming for that plant according to the binomial nomenclature, that is particularly ICBN rules, and then classified into different orders and then so on. Binomial system of the Linnaeus. It is very useful for our nomenclature. Herbarium. It is having collection, preparation and preservation for further purposes for various research works. Okay. Botanical Gardens. It is having major botanical gardens of the world and also India. We have to know about the Botanical Survey of India, where it is having various branches also. And then principles and rules of ICBN. So it is also called International Code of Botanical Nomenclature. So these are the rules. We are also already known that principle of priority, author citation, valid publication and homotype, and these all we are regarding the taxonomic topics. Thank you.